What's up, guys? I hope you're all doing well, and thank you so much for popping into my review for X2 X-Men United. This came out in 2003, and that doomsday clock is ticking. And I reviewed the first X-Men film a month or two ago on the channel, and now I'm talking about X-Men 2. I'm definitely going to be doing X-Men 3 and Days of Future Past. I might save First Class for closer to when we actually get another X-Men movie. But this film was the sequel, was the big sequel, and it came out after the first Spider-Man, directed by Sam Raimi. And if we're just talking about X-Men, Spider-Man, and X-Men 2, Sam Raimi's film is probably the superior one. I didn't really care for that first X-Men movie. If you want more of my thoughts on that, my review's up now. This film is a massive improvement over that last movie. The screenwriters had so many ideas that they wanted to throw into this, and you can tell. And when films have that, sometimes it's sloppy. And I think in the first half of this film, it's really laid out really well how the characters are separated. You have Storm and you have Famke Jensen, and they're doing their thing, getting the Nightcrawler, who's actually not a bad guy, and the story progressions there kind of really reminded me of Spider-Man Brand New Day. There's the inhibitor device that's used in this movie. It's a little different looking, but it's that device. So obviously that's something that has been around for a very long time, and it's nice to be able to see the film do that, and the new Spider-Man movie do that. It's an interesting story element. And Stryker is the one who created the Wolverine, and he's been studying this subject for over 20 years. So Wolverine has a lot to go through personally in this film, but by the third act of the movie, I don't think that all the storylines kind of met to a satisfying conclusion. The action is really entertaining, and a lot of it's really well shot. The cinematography in this movie is actually really good. But my biggest issue is the editing. The first half of this film, it felt really well paced, and I thought that the story was moving at a really good speed, and I was really locked in. But once you get to that bar sequence in the middle of the film, and then she takes him in the bathroom, that's where the film didn't start to lose me, but I was like, okay, wait a minute, what's going on here? And as the movie continued, it slowed down immensely. The final hour of this movie dragged out for me. Even though I liked the action and some of the things that happened with the story, it just wasn't enough. It was too shooty instead of plotty. Now, there's plot in the third act of this movie, absolutely, but it just kind of fizzled out to me. You know how you have Ian McKellen as Magneto in this film, who I think is excellent. He was my favorite part of this movie. How he just kind of walks off at the end of it. It's like, oh, there goes my favorite character. Now there's like 20 plus minutes of film left where he's not going to be in. And I love Hugh Jackman, but I just feel like the script towards the end of it, I don't know. I just feel like they knew what they were doing, setting everything up. It's just wrapping it up. It just dragged out for me. So X2 X-Men United, it's a good movie, and I love the score, and the X-Men theme is finally prominent here. But there's really no iconic X-Men suits. Hugh Jackman didn't wear the iconic suit until just a few years ago. So I think that this movie is really fun, extremely rewatchable. Alan Cumming as Nightcrawler, I'm very excited to see him return in Doomsday, and all of these other, actors from this X-Men universe that are going to be in that film. I cannot wait. But I'm going to give X2, X-Men United, 4 out of 5 stars. It's a loose 4, but I think it is a very well-made film with a lot of great performances. It's just the editing goes a little too extreme. You go cut back and forth between scenes a lot, and it gets a little jarring at times. And the Cerebro stuff, I loved the Cerebro stuff for the most part. How they were building a second one, and that's the base that kind of the whole final hour of the movie takes place. That all really worked for me, really. It was just didn't really seem like there was a lot else going on. But that's just me personally. I had a lot of fun with this movie. I gave it a 4 out of 5. I think it's a really good movie, but I do have problems with it, and I don't think it's great. So that's my thoughts on X2, X-Men United. Guys, what's your thoughts on the film? Also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I'll be talking about X-Men 3: The Last Stand on the channel in a few weeks here. And you could also come on back to the channel for reviews for new releases, like The End of Oak Street and Nimrods. You guys can also follow me on Twitter and or X at RyanKing72 and Instagram at KingOfRises131. That's been it for me. Thank you so much for watching my review for X2, X-Men United. And until next time, over and out.